Tell me about the website. It features exercises to retrain your brain.
Yeah, the reason I wrote the book is because a lot of people ask me how I went from having an abusive background to moving out at 15 to being homeless and not become a statistic. I did know that, you know, statistically girls like me, especially if you move out at that young of an age, would repeat the cycle that they were raised by. So statistically I should have been, you know, in an abusive relationship or on drugs or on a pole or some combination of those things. And I didn't want to be a statistic. And so I looked at this idea of nature versus nurture. And if we didn't receive good nurture, could you actually ever get to know your nature? And could you re-nurture yourself? And so I felt like these were questions I had to answer if I was going to avoid repeating the cycle I was raised by.
And you do it yourself?
Well, I didn't have any resources. I didn't have therapists. I didn't have any resources. I mean, I literally was just a girl, 15, hitchhiking to work to try and cover rent. But I started, you know, looking and studying things. Nature was a great resource, actually, for me, and observance. So I read a lot and determined things like what I call emotional English. You know, we're all raised with an emotional language that we speak in our households. It's kind of invisible to us, but it's our language of love and relating. And when we grow up, that is the language we speak. So even if we don't like the language we were raised with, and we can say, pretend it's English, you know, English hurt me, or if it's abuse, abuse hurt me, I'll never be abusive to my kids. All that does is create a vacuum. You actually have to learn a new language if you're going to replace the old language. And so that's what a lot of my life was about.
And you could teach it in a website?
Yeah, it's actually through a lot of mindfulness exercises. Back in, you know, the 80s and 90s when I was figuring these things out for myself, there weren't words like mindfulness. But that's basically what it is. And there's a lot of brain science behind these types of exercises. And it really does help create new neural pathways. There's, you know, amazing research on just even a gratitude practice will help grow your brain. It's incredible. Meditation can grow your brain. It's
so
really amazing science.
About the brain.
Yeah.
And learning all the time, right?
It is, yeah. It's a really amazing frontier.
Watch new episodes of Larry King Now Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on demand on Aura TV and Hulu.